My turn, Yugi boy.
Guys, this is Jason from Duels to the Rogue. I have Kelly here. Kelly, what do you got for us today?
Today I have Neos Numeron.
Neos Numeron. And how well does that work together?
It actually works incredibly well. One has the stall potential and the other one has the OTK potential, and they're very small, so you don't have to rely on one piece to have the other one work. And either one can just teeter-totter on whichever way you need to go.
All right, well, man, sounds interesting. Let's look at it.
All right, starting off with the Neos package, we're gonna run 2 of your main man. Gotta go with the alternate art because I think that looks best. If he had an ultimate rare, I would run it. The one Darkness Rainbow Dragon, it's really doesn't, or Rainbow Dark Dragon, it really doesn't matter which Rainbow Dragon you run as long as it works. And then this is supposed to be an ulti Hummingbird, but it didn't come in yet. But either way, Hummingbird, because in time, you gain life, it's disgusting. As well as the fact that Air Neos is still a one-shot combo, which I love, especially with the Numerons, which is ridiculous. And then for the Numeron package for monsters, we have 3 of the wall. Because, I mean, he's staple, he's really good. Discard, activate field spell even on your opponent's turn. Like the fact it's a quick effect is kind of ridiculous. 2 Planet Pathfinder. I did not see this guy at all today. Like, I wish I had a couple of times, but he's still good. Like, the fact you don't normal summon a lot in this deck, you can just tribute him off, get a field spell, and then all your stuff's live. Granted, it makes you more susceptible than Biru, but you're still able to just keep the combo going. And then 3 Gamma. I saw him way too many times as a 2 of in my hand. And then the 1 Driver, because I don't want to see more of him ever. It's really good. It can make Omega, and you can use it in response to the activation. Like, I know a lot of people have been citing Ghost Ogre to counter the Numeron network. And you can Gamma, and your Numeron network will still go through because activation is just having no cards. It doesn't have to resolve if you have no cards.
Okay, that's interesting. Nice little loophole there.
Yep, and then you can also just get rid of the Omega to start plucking out of your opponent's hand, which might hit the Imperm, might not, but it's still good. 3 Ash, because you want at least interruption on your opponent's turn, or during your turn. Pretty staple, still a really good hand trap. That is it for monsters. Then for spells, we're running 2 Calling. Really only ever need to run 2. It's kind of sucks when you see it in your opening hand, but if you have the network already, then it's fine. Then you don't even have to worry about the Ogre, which I think is kind of cool. I love it. And then obviously 3 Network. Wow. Cards, really good. I might get a lot of flack for this, but I honestly think that the Numeron package is fair, as well as the fact of, like, Zexal. Like, Zexal isn't that ridiculous. I believe that, oh my goodness, what's his name? He was the XYZ monster that got banned. Rongo Bongo. That thing was unfair. You could only set cards and you could still pop. Like, that card was ridiculous, but at least Zexal's like, oh, you can't activate effects. You still have a battle phase and you still can normal summon or set.
Yeah.
Doesn't keep you from completely not playing the game. And then only 2 Miracle Contact. Card's good. Doesn't keep your stuff from being shuffled back in, but it's still a good card. Like, part of the Neos engine. Not really much else to say there. 3 of the Neos Fusion, because this card is so good. I'm so glad that Neos got this support when it did, because I hated the fact that the Neos monsters bounced back during the end phase. This stops it, as well as it stops it from being destroyed. I actually had an instance where a Rainbow Dragon, or my Rainbow Neos got striked. I saved it with this, because it's not an activation, it's a replacement effect.
Oh, nice.
So card is nice. And then these were Memories of Hope. I turned these into the pop-ups because you honestly don't care about what ends up in the discard. Like, perfect example, if you draw into the Miracle Fusion or the Miracle Contact, you can then just put any of the cards that you put into the grave back into your hand or back into the deck. It's also a good draw 3. Honestly, the card's a better, because as much as I love Memories of Hope, it is bricky. And the amount of times where if I had seen memory or pop-up instead of memories, I would have been way better off. But that was just poor choice on my part. 3 Lightning Storm, because if you're made to go second, might as well just beat
Right.
Like, just beat them to death.
Might as well just make your way, huh?
Pretty much. Like, I saw this thing almost every game. It was great. And then I run the one German one because Ustand fantastisch, ja?
Yeah, I agree.
And then 2 Call by the Grave because we don't like getting hand trapped ourselves. We don't like seeing other interactions. Or if we're trying to save ourselves, like, Grave Recursion. No. 2 Cosmic Cyclone because Mystic Mind really hurts. So we don't like back row. Just back row in general also hurts, especially if we're made to go second, if we lose the dice roll. And then the 1 Terraforming because, hey, had to be put at 1 at some point.
Right.
Damn it. And then obviously that.
Thanks, Konami.
Yeah, it's like, thank you. How about just stop making such good field spells? Like, that's literally it. And then traps, 2 Imperm, because more interaction. And then this thing is the spicy tech that I've been loving, Red Reboot.
Red Reboot.
If I see the Neos fusion with a Red Reboot, I can OTK most of the almost 9 times out of 10 because I'm paying half making the Air Neos a 65k, which if I can get a Rainbow Neos on board too, I can just
Gotcha.
get red, swing for 65 and 45. 1 minute left. Okay. And then extra deck, we're gonna go with Avermax. I was gonna make this into a Megaclops, but Megaclops was out of my price range at the moment. But he was I still had him, so I was like, hey, he's good. Then we ran Verite Anaconda because Neos Fusion, pay 2k, and then you can also Searcher and just free. It's so free. Like, life points don't mean nothing in this game until you're dying. 1 Zexal and 1 of Sunya. This card is ridiculous. If you run into the Megaclops in the mirror match, you summon this guy, banish the Megaclops, this thing comes back on your standby phase, burns for every number monster in your banished. So easy 3k burn, and it's not even it's an activated effect, but it's on summon.
Gotcha.
And it's non-targeting, which I think is unbelievable. And then 4, 3, 2, and 1, pretty standard.
Standard for the gates, yeah.
Yeah, like nothing too crazy out of that. And then 1 then for the Neos package, Brave, Air Neos, love that ulti, not first ed, but still beautiful. And Rainbow. It's like I said, it's really small, it's really splashable, and they work well together. Like, they don't really clash. One of the only things I would change is turning one of your normal summons into Connector and finding the space to put the Connector, and then turning the Omega into Link Spider, because there have been so many times where I have not been able to summon the Omega.
Nice.
But the Link Spider at least allows you to make the Verite Anaconda plays. But then sideboard, we're running Artifact Sanctum. 3 Old Men Say No, because if you're going first, try and get as many negates as you want. Like, it's really good. Like,
basically, you just want to hold on until you go second to punch him in the face.
Pretty much, till you get your battle phase, and then you can go for gold. Cosmic Cyclone as an extra one because we don't like back row, and an extra Call by the Grave because we also don't like hand traps. But what deck doesn't? Shocker. And then 2 Dark Ruler no more. Yeah, you want to OTK your opponent, but there are also sometimes where it's just a big enough board where you're like, I need to stop this and shuffle everything back in with Rainbow Neos, which is sometimes suboptimal, but you got to do what you got to do. 2 of the Rock because so many combo decks don't think about it, or they think like, oh yeah, no, he's probably not seen it, and then just wham, big stone. And then Pankratops. This card is one of the best side cards I've ever seen, and it's a dinosaur, so it kind of it makes me happy because it's a dino. And then 2 Ghost Ogre for their mirror match because we also want to take care of their extra deck and try and stop it. These might get turned into Reapers, just so that way if we do wind up in the mirror match, we can just be like, okay, get rid of your Zexal before you Zexal me.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And then the 1 Artifact Scythe. Don't like extra deck, as well as if we're going first, don't really want anything to try and kill the Zexal if they're able to stop the Zexal from getting its effect.
Exactly,
but
yeah.
That's the deck, and yeah, aside from the changes that I noted, I would probably do that. You could also technically turn the 2 Call by the Graves into the droplets, which also
Droplets.
could be a very, very good recommendation. But all in all, the deck runs really smooth, and if you're able to get consistency, punches really good.
All right, well, nice, man. Thanks, Kelly. Any shout outs or anything for you?
Shout outs to Game Time for always sponsoring a good tournament, and Scott's Bluff just having us giant guys come out and have a good time dueling.
All right, man. Well, thanks very much. It's a really interesting deck. Hope to see more of it. This is Jason from Duels of the Rogue, and we're going to be signing out. Peace.